Hey everybody, I just wanted to get on here right quick. I'm Stacy and I'm with Stacy's Organizing and Decorating for Life, or I'm also with Pop Recovery Systems. And I plan on doing a video to update you on what I've been up to in the next week because I'm going to be off. But like I said, I'm with Pop Recovery Systems. But today the topic is going to be about when they don't apologize, right? And how you validate yourself. So what brought this upon today is that I get to work with people, and my girls. And so one of them brought to my attention today that she was offended by the way that somebody interacted and did something. And then she said, but I'm PMSing. So this is where this is coming from, because I have done the same thing. And so I'm so grateful that in this life, I get to share what we call our experience, strength, and hope. And so my experience with this is that I was working probably 10 years ago, probably more. I lose track of time at this stage. But anyway, what I'm going to say is that whatever offended me at this time, what the story I'm going to share is, I can't even share it totally because I don't even remember what the incident was, but I remember being hurt. I remember crying. And I remember it just really offending and hurting my heart. And then I went to what we call an old timer. And the old timer said, because the next day this person came back and said, you know what? Sorry about my knee banging in. The person came back to me the next day and said, you know what? I'm sorry your feelings got hurt because I said or did this. And I was like thinking, oh, that's not really an apology. That's kind of sideways. And it is kind of sideways, in my opinion. But my opinion doesn't really matter now, does it? Not now. It did then, but it doesn't now. But the thing is that when I went to the old timer and told her about how that apology went, she said, well, it's an apology. You don't get to choose the way somebody apologizes to you. So when I was telling my friend my experience this morning, and I was like, they just didn't apologize right. Sounds funny when we put it in that context, right? They just didn't apologize right. But they apologized. It doesn't mean they didn't apologize. They just didn't do it right. So what I shared with her is that sometimes my control issues or whatever is wrong with me is a mirror, that people are our catalyst for our growth. And this is what I've had to learn, is that people and what hurts me isn't a catalyst for my growth. That's how I'm empowered. If I keep staying hurt, then I'm not empowering myself. So what I have to do is I have to reflect on the way that this makes me feel and why I feel this way. So that's what I shared with her. And I had to learn to validate myself, because other times when I got hurt, I would go to my therapist and I would say, you know what, they said, or they did this. And I would say, but I'm PMSing, because this is what keeps us in this cycle of going back and forth, kind of a limerence, so to speak. And, it's going back and forth into this. Is because then she said, Stacy, what would it be like if you weren't PMSing? Now, for females, we do have the hormones, and things are intense, but sometimes we invalidate ourselves and our feelings, or don't even look at what's underneath those feelings, because it's easy just to say it's just PMS. But what is it really? What is it really? So it's about, when they don't apologize right, and invalidating ourselves, just saying it's PMS. That's what I had to learn, is that I had to validate myself. And how I validate myself is to look within myself. No one outside of me can validate me. What's a right apology? A right apology is when somebody knows what they did, because I have had other apologies to where, after doing this healing process, when somebody says, I apologize for what I did, and I can be like, well, what did you do? Because when we're healing, we don't have to assassinate another person's character. Then when they can answer it and think about it, we can have a conversation, an adult conversation about what happened. And that's where healing comes in, is that I can express how I feel, and another person can express how they feel, rather than us just going off into a corner and crying. But healing takes time, and it takes self-reflection, and it takes learning how to think and use our words. And this is something that I have had to do, because I twisted off, I cried, I wanted it to be better. I wanted him to apologize better, but he didn't have the capacity to apologize better. If he would have, he probably wouldn't have hurt my feelings in the first place. So I just wanted to share that with you this morning as the holidays are coming and people are going to say things that may trigger something in you. And I've learned something over this year listening to Oprah Winfrey, and I can't remember the columnist's name who she just recently wrote a book with. I'm sorry. But what they said, is instead of saying triggers, sometimes it's a signal. So what are these signals telling us? A signal to me indicates that we're going to respond to the signal. A trigger indicates to me that we're going to react. So I get to choose if I respond or I react. How I respond takes thought. How I react comes from the back of my mind and something that's a learned behavior that maybe doesn't serve me anymore. Maybe it doesn't serve you anymore. So I just wanted to share that with you these Christmas holidays and wish you the best and happiest and merriest of Christmas to you. And I look forward to sharing with you what I've been up to in the next video. All right. Thank you so much as always. Please like and subscribe and follow me. Okay, you can follow me in Pop Recovery Systems. You can also follow me at, Stacy's Organizing and Decorating for Life on Facebook, or you can follow me. It's personal page of Stacy Renee. And you have to let me know that you saw the video so I'll friend you, because otherwise it could be a sergeant from somewhere. You know the story. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate yourself. Thank you.